Hello, welcome to Awakening with Soulspirational. My name is Tish, and in today's episode, I really want to share with you what a Reiki share is like. So what is a Reiki share? It's a place where Reiki practitioners come together to both give and receive Reiki. So this is very beneficial for the Reiki practitioner. You get to hone and build your skills. So I know that there are a lot of practitioners that have been attuned to Reiki, but they don't have a lot of people that they can work on. So when you come into a Reiki share, you have multiple bodies to work on. So you can, with one person after the next, you can really feel the nuances between the different energy bodies. Another wonderful thing is, as Reiki practitioners, we apply Reiki for our own self-care, but it is really nice to come in, to get on the table, and let somebody else give you Reiki. It's a wonderful thing. So, and also the people that come in, the Reiki practitioners that come in, there are so many different levels here, all different levels of Reiki that they were trained by, and different lineages, which means that they were taught by different teachers. So when you come around different practitioners, with the different histories, different ways of learning, you also pick up different tips and techniques as well. So they're really beneficial. So can non-practitioners attend? Yes, non-practitioners can absolutely attend. We have a couple of people here this evening that haven't been attuned to Reiki yet, and they're with us this evening. Let me say, however, there are some groups that you must be certified in Reiki or have had a Reiki attunement in order to participate in their Reiki shares. So they really just want to get in there, give and receive, and share Reiki. I like to open up our group here for non-practitioners. So if somebody is interested in taking a Reiki class, you can come on in, get an idea of what it's like. I work with non-practitioners of how to feel energy in their hands, for example. So the non-practitioner can still participate. They can still both give and receive. There are some people that, with their groups, where they will open it up to members of the community. So practitioners will be available to offer Reiki to community members that may be looking for Reiki healing. Usually there's some form of a love donation involved. I don't do that yet, though I am considering it. And if you're interested in that, please drop me a line. I would love to hear from you. But at this point, it's practitioners and non-practitioners who are interested in learning more about Reiki. So I really am hoping to encourage people to go to Reiki shares, whether they're here or a group that happens to be in your area. I really find them so beneficial. We are taking our time as practitioners, knowing that we are going to spend more time giving than we will receiving. And it just is this beautiful group of people that come together to share their energy. Also, when training as a Reiki teacher, I know that there are a lot of empaths that are Reiki practitioners, and they are uncomfortable around groups, so they tend not to participate in Reiki shares. I completely understand that. I had a hard time in the beginning as well, but I do work with the practitioners coming in that are empaths. We make sure that we're well protected with our energy. That way you aren't taking on the energy of the other people here in the group for the share. By coming in, it may be uneasy at first, but I think once you get a time or two under your belt, you may find it easier. And there are a few groups that are out there in this area. So if you go to one and maybe your energy doesn't feel right with a group, try another group. I know here the people here are so loving and open and non-judgmental and supportive. This truly is a safe space for people to be able to open up to what they're hearing, seeing, feeling. And when we do that, it's a nice safe space where we can gain more confidence in our abilities. So again, I highly recommend, even if you're an empath, to at least give it a try. All right, so time and structure. Normally, Reiki shares are going to last anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. It really depends on the particular group. Here, we're normally here 2.5, 3 hours, sometimes a little longer. It really depends on how many people are participating in that particular share. The person on the table, as you can see here, we have one person on the table, we have 2 people working on them. In the room just behind us, there's another 3 people working there. So we have 2 to 3 people, again, depending on how many people participate, working on one. So we're generally, the person on the table is going to be there for 15 minutes to a half an hour. The more hands that are on a person, so if there were 4 of us working on Dave, he would require less time on the table because there's 4 people working on him. So again, it really just depends on the particular night, the particular share. Tonight, with the amount of people that we have, we're going to have about a half hour each up on the table. Part of what you didn't see, just because this the shows here are just a half an hour long, but when we start a Reiki share, first we gather at the table, we spend time talking, waiting for everybody to show up, and then we go into meditation. And meditation, I think, is so important when we're doing Reiki shares, working with Reiki, because we're taking the time to really get to connect and get grounded, to really become more focused and centered. We're going inward. And since we are channels for the beautiful divine energy, it's really important to meditate first. So we do spend time in meditation and protecting the space before we get started. Let's see. And for a final note, before I join them, so you can really see, as you're seeing here, to me, Reiki shares are very sacred. It has taken me a while before I even brought up the prospect of taping a Reiki share because of everything that's involved. We were really getting into each other's energy. But I'm lucky enough to have some people within the group that are open to being on TV for you to watch us as we work. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to work with them. I invite you to continue to watch along. And in a few minutes, I am going to kind of close things out. I feel a lot of energy around you, Dave. Is this a stone?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. What is it?
A zestulite.
You know what, I'm gonna, if you want to get on this side, I know I've been blocking over here. You know what, while you do that, I'll...
I'm getting the headaches there or something with your sinuses.
No.
Thinking a lot.
Yes.
Right. You're so balanced.
Feeling a lot. Were you feeling pressure in his head?
Yeah. In here, that's why there's a lot of sinuses. Oh, I'm just thinking. I love how light your energy is, Dave.
Mhm.
I'm so happy.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep getting right back up to your heart. And I just got this feeling of my heart just bursting with love. Are you feeling a lot of gratitude right now? Oh, and I look at that smile on your face. Is it okay if I touch you?
Sure, that's fine.
Can I touch your solar plexus too?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing an open book and this quill that's got a light shining down on it, and it's moving as if by itself. Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
So when you're writing, you're getting a lot of guidance, divine guidance. Do you work with Archangel Gabriel or any of the Ascended Masters when you're writing?
Yes, you could say that.
Keep going. I'll definitely help you.
And I can feel the joy as you're asking him the questions. I can just.
It's a beautiful process.
Oh, you're fine. I'm going to touch your ankles.
Sure. You're very welcome.
And normally in Reiki shares, we also have music going on. Just happens to be off tonight for the taping of this episode.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. Me too. I did.
Have you opened up his palm chakras?
Not yet.
Only because he's tucking it. Can you pull your, thank you. There we go. I was going to say your wings, pull your wings out. And it's funny, I just watched that movie, Michael, or John Travolta.
Oh, it's like one of my favorites.
So that's actually what I was thinking, like his wings were tucked. How are you feeling, Dave?
I feel fantastic.
It's floating over the table.
Mother deity. So as you can see with Reiki Share, we just kind of walk around the person. Each one of us goes wherever we're guided to go to, using our intuition, feeling into Dave's energy. And the great thing is we already protect ourselves energetically before we begin the share, so we can feel without holding on to somebody else's energy. So we can really tap in and go where we're drawn to. And again, it's a great way for the practitioner to be able to receive the energy. Again, so often it's self-care for us. We're taking care of ourselves. We're administering Reiki at home. So to be on the table and to have all these beautiful, wonderful, loving hands within your energy is just lovely. And then you'll notice too that sometimes you'll see hands on, sometimes you'll see hands off. In my Reiki episodes 5 and 6, I talk about the difference with hands on, hands off. If you go into a Reiki share and you don't want to be touched, make sure that you let the practitioners there know. Otherwise, we are pretty open within this group. We know each other pretty well. And although I still like to ask just so the person on the table isn't jolted when I just lay my hands on them. But it feels wonderful to both give and receive. Usually the lights are not on this bright either, but again, things are a little different for the filming tonight. So I am going to go ahead and close down this episode, but I really want to take a moment to say thank you to those here. In fact, those that have watched episode 12, you may recognize Corey.
Hi.
She came back and is adult to be on TV for me. Can we have Dave? And can I share?
Yeah.
And then we have Kelly over here. So I am so incredibly grateful to each and every one of them, not only for participating again for tonight's Reiki share, but really to be on TV. It really is a big thing, and I completely appreciate it. So I'm hoping that I can encourage you at home that are watching this to come join us sometime for a Reiki share. You can find upcoming Reiki shares on my Meetup group. If you're familiar with Meetup, just search for Soulspirational Wellness in Wadsworth. If you're not familiar with Meetup, it's just this great social site, and you can pretty much find anything you're looking for there as far as group stuff. So it's meetup.com, and again, just search for Soulspirational Wellness in Wadsworth, and then you can see a list of our upcoming classes. So if you're a non-practitioner, if you're thinking about taking a Reiki class, whether it's with me or if it's with somebody else, come on in, join us sometime for a Reiki share. Get a feel for what the energy is like. It's also important if you're going to take a Reiki class to have received Reiki before, so you know what it's like when you become the conduit, when you become the practitioner. You know what it's like to receive Reiki. So if you have any questions at all about this episode, about Reiki in general, I invite you to visit our website at soulspirational.com. Feel free to email me at info@soulspirational.com. And otherwise, thank you so much again for watching tonight. Be well and namaste.